right, here we go. Chapter 26, West to Jersey. All right, so we're going to do New Jersey. How you doing, Connor?
Good.
All right.
Very good.
How's our fantasy football team doing?
We're actually doing pretty well.
All right, that's good to hear. Here you go, pal. All right, let's do Chapter 26, West to Jersey. The Netherlands pulled down its flag and left America. It was 1664, and the Dutch had been here for 50 years. During those years, they had gone up the Hudson River, built a town at Fort Orange, now Albany, and established big plantations along the river. The Dutch farm owners were called patroons. People came from Holland to work the patroons' farms. They brought their tulips, their hard-working habits, their neatness, and their storytelling ways with them. Their children's favorite story was about a fellow named Santa Claus who visited just before Christmas on December 6th. Actually, most of the Dutch people didn't leave, and the British even let Peter Stuyvesant stay. They let the Dutch have religious freedom. The Netherlanders just weren't in charge anymore. It was the Duke of York who owned the place now. The Duke of York was named James, and his brother was the King of England. York, that is what some people call James, was one of the owners of the Royal African Company, which controlled the British slave trade. What a great guy. It seems to have occurred to the Duke that if he encouraged the use of slaves in the New World, he would make lots of money. And that is just what happened. Connor, look out.
No.
Yeah, not good. York must have been conceited in vain because you can see what he named his land. Well, that isn't quite true. It wasn't all called New York. Some of it became New Jersey. The Duke of York gave a big chunk of land to two of his friends. One of them, Sir George Carteret, came from the island of Jersey, which explains why it was New Jersey. The Duke's other friend was Lord John Berkeley. Berkeley's brother was governor of Virginia. Those two owners were called proprietors. They expected the people who lived on the land to pay them a tax called a quit rent. That didn't make them very popular. But they all had good qualities all the same. They wrote a plan of government, a charter, that was the best any English colony had. It set up an assembly that represented the settlers. Assemblies, parliaments, and congresses are all similar organizations. The charter provided for freedom of religion. You could be a Quaker or a Puritan or an Anglican in New Jersey, and as long as you were a man, you had the right to vote. You didn't have that freedom in Massachusetts or Virginia or most of the other colonies. Soon people were pouring into New Jersey, all over. Finns, Swedes, Germans, English, and others. In New Jersey, everybody lived together in harmony. At first, New Jersey was divided into East Jersey and West Jersey. Then the king bought out the proprietors, united New Jersey, and made it a royal colony. That meant the king was now the owner of New Jersey. He sent a royal governor to take charge and to collect his rents. The king allowed the colonists to keep making their own laws through the elected assembly. For a while, New Jersey was part of the western frontier of the country. The frontier was land that was on the edge of what Europeans considered civilization. If you look at the map, you can see where the frontier of European civilization was in 1700. Is there a frontier today? Where might it be? I'll give you a clue. Look up. So where's our frontier today, Connor? I'll give you a hint. Star Trek says it. The final frontier. Outer space, yep.
Somewhere.
That's the final frontier. All right.
I can see it.
Speaking outer space. Stop spacing out. Alright? We'll see you later, guys. Bye. Say goodnight, Connor.
Good night, Connor.
No.